What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Jess and you're watching Keto Rewind. Today's topic is going to be a fun one, a long-awaited topic. After this upcoming month of January, you're probably going to be sick of seeing this face, but there's a good reason for it. We're going to do, collectively, the Keto Rewind Clean 30 Challenge. So today's video is going to be explaining that and giving you a few tips to get you started. So let's get started. First things first, if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, you want to see weight loss inspiration, how I have done my keto, how I live my ketogenic lifestyle, how I rewound my health from morbidly obese to a healthy weight, click on that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a video. And also, I do quickly want to add, I am not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional, I am not going to give any medical advice on this channel. This is simply what I've done, my experience losing 130 pounds, and I'm sharing that with you. Do your own research and talk to your own doctor. Now that we got all that housekeeping stuff out of the way, let's start with today's video. So a lot of you have been my fan since, a while now, so you're familiar with what the Keto Rewind Clean 30 Challenge is. We did it back in June, I think, of this year, and it did so well on this channel. So many people learned how simple keto really is. I really broke it down, and I showed you how I've been losing weight by giving you what I ate in a day videos, along with that meal plan, the recipes all printed out in videos, and I mean, I gave you so much info, and I really did my best to make sure you understand how simple a ketogenic lifestyle really is. So, being that we had so much success, we're gonna do it again for the month of January 2021. I was trying to think of ways to call it, because we've already done it before, but the main thing is, it's the same exact thing that we did back in June. The only difference is going to be it's winter now. Some of the recipes will be slightly different. Because, let's face it, we did a lot of grilling recipes because it was summer and now it's winter, not as possible, So, but if you live in one of these southern hemispheres and you just had the first day of summer, I would look back at the Clean 30 Challenge from June and do the grilling summer recipes. So, for those of you that it's winter now where you are, well, let's follow along, right? What is the Clean 30 Challenge? Now, I have put everything you need to know in a printable form about the Clean 30 Challenge on my website, KetoRewind.com. I will be giving you the weekly meal plan. It will look like, let me get an example here. I'll put it on the screen. It's going to look like this. And that is going to basically be the food I'm eating all week, the snack and the 2 meals, and I'm going to put that so you can download it right on my website, and also I'm going to be giving you a video where you follow along and cook it with me. So I am going to start these videos on the 1st. When I did it in the Clean 30 Challenge, I did it a couple days ahead so you'd see it, but that created so much confusion that day 1 with me is going to be day 1 with you. So it'll be that simple. Okay, so what is the Clean 30 Challenge? For the month of January, I'm going to issue a bunch of challenges, suggestions, and you do what you want with it. But this is what worked for me. This is how I lost 130 pounds. The first thing is, I tracked my macros. So what is a macro? Macros are basically short for the macronutrients, what your food consists of, what the fat, the calories, the carbs, the net carbs, the fiber, all of that in each food. Now, I was 309 pounds. I was clearly eating more than what my body needed. So how do I reset my eyes to adjust to what a proper serving size is? How much is an ounce of nuts? How much is, how many carbs are in an avocado? That kind of thing. You won't know unless you learn these things. And this is one of the most powerful tools that you can possibly do or learn. And the main thing is you have to own it. You got to learn what's in your food. You've got to be aware, and you can't trust that you can judge or eyeball it. So I will make a separate video on how to track your macros, and I have a bunch on my channel already. You can click here, but I will be making one tomorrow to let's go over how to track your macros and what all of that is. But my challenge to you is for the month of January, track your macros every day. Look at what you're learning, look at what you're eating, look at, maybe you can learn some things for it. Maybe you're not eating enough, maybe you're eating too much, you know, and just dial it in and learn it. And this is something that you have to do. I can't do it for you. I can give you a suggestion, but I'm 5'8", 190 pounds. You may be 5'2" and 150 pounds. What I'm eating is gonna be way more than what you need, you know? So it is by an individual basis, and that's why you have to learn these things. The next part of the Clean 30 challenge is basically you're gonna want to eat a very clean keto, and that means no sugar, no soy. I mean, let's be honest. If you want the maximum results, this is what you have to do. So that means no sugar, no soy, no wheat, no processed foods, just really dialing it back and having fresh, healthy ingredients that keep you in a state of ketosis. So that means you're gonna need to read the labels. Stick with very small amounts of ingredients in your food. So, you know, like if you wanted to get a head of cauliflower, that's one ingredient, you know, like something really simple that you know what's in your food. The next thing is, and this is something that I hate to say, but it's true, I had to limit my dairy and limit my sweeteners. That also means, obviously, the regular sugar, that's out of the question, but I had to also limit my keto sweeteners. And I found the scale moved the best when I limited. I didn't say eliminate, limit. I didn't say take it out completely. I said just limit. So that means that prior to my keto days, I would put cheese on everything. Yes, you can have cheese on keto, but you don't need to have it every day. That might be one of those things that holds you back in the long run. So you may be one of the few people that are blessed and can have all the cheese and dairy you want, but most of us, especially if you're following me, it's not the case. And that's what I had to learn and accept. So I didn't say cut out dairy and sweeteners. I just said limit them. You can have them, just not every single meal. I also keep this mentality going. Keep it simple, silly. It's the KISS acronym. Keep it simple, silly. Don't make this hard. This is not hard at all. It may seem overwhelming at first, learning all the rules, but if you stick to the basics, you can't fail. Protein, fat, limit the carbs. It's easy as that, you know? I would encourage you to take one thing also on, and I would say take on some intermittent fasting. And I didn't say start off with like an 8-day long extended fast. I'm talking skip breakfast, you know, or just shorten the windows that you're eating. 9 to 5 is still an appropriate eating window. You gotta find something that works for you. Intermittent fasting is an amazing tool, and that tool should be used and tailored to what works for you. If you want breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make a 9 to 5 eating window. It's still the 18 hours, you know? So it's pretty cool how it works. I just find it's easier to start eating at lunch and have dinner and shorten my window that way. I'm going to be directing this or leading this charge as someone who is a huge intermittent fasting enthusiast. You can see on a million of my other videos, I have fasted since day one. So I would like to encourage you to try intermittent fasting. I find if you really learn about intermittent fasting and the benefits of the fasting, not eating in the windows that's supposed to be a fasting window, and using that as a tool to curb your emotional eating, for me, it works so well for me to control it. I feel so much more in control, and it also just works for me. So I'm not saying you have to do intermittent fasting, but I would highly suggest you try intermittent fasting. Also, along those lines, if say you don't want to do intermittent fasting, at least do this next one. Limit snacking. Snacking is the downfall. We don't need to eat constantly. We didn't have time back in the caveman days to snack all the time. We would be out searching for food all freaking day and then find something and eat. There was no snacking. Like, there was none. So why do we need so many snacks? It's silly. And so I find I have the most success by not snacking and eating all day. I eat within my eating window, which is lunch and dinner. And I have all of my calories divided into those 2 meals. There is no snack. There's no, snack in between, there's just no snacking. I find that I don't need to snack. I just want to snack. You do you. If you don't want to do fasting, if you want to snack all the time, you do you. This has just worked for me, and my goal here is to just tell you or show you how I lost 130 pounds. And that means stay in your own lane. So don't worry about what I'm doing and judge me. Worry about your own paper and what you're doing and how you're changing your life. Instead of looking over and trying to get in my lane. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm giving you all the information I can possibly do, but it's what worked for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So you do you. Get support. This is huge. You got to have a friend, a community, a spouse, an adult child, whatever, a cousin. Somebody needs to do this with you. And this way, when you have one of those moments where you're feeling like, I don't want to do this anymore, you lean on that person for support. Or if you found a tip, you share with your friend, like, oh, I just found this stuff, XYZ, check it out. Somebody there that's going through the trenches with you that understands and gets it. It would be very hard, in my opinion, to do this by yourself. Not that it can't be done, but I feel like you really do need support. So you can join my Facebook group, Keto Rewind and Support. I will put the link down below, but I make sure that people play nice and the keto police and all the haters stay out of there. And then the next thing is, this is something I really urge you to do. Take a moment and daydream. Find a new hobby, find a new activity, think about something you've always wanted to do, and start working on doing that. So say, for instance, maybe you've always wanted to be a runner, but you think you hate running. Find something that you always wish you could do and start doing that. Find a hobby. Say you want to crochet. At the end of the day, you're tired, and instead of sitting in front of the TV and snacking, why not crochet? Your hands are busy, you're thinking, it's just try to find something that you can do to change some of the habits that we got to break. There's a lot of things that we do that are bad habits. We know about it. We know our personal, what we do. Find ways to improve those habits. Small little ways. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just as simple as crocheting instead of eating, going to the gym instead of eating. Just find an activity that you've always wanted to do and start doing it. Learn how to do it. Binge watch some YouTube videos on how to do it. Maybe you just want to read a book. Find a new activity to occupy your mind in the times that you normally would have been eating. So now these are optional. Those other ones were like, that's how the Clean 30 works. The next part is optional. I highly suggest these things, but it's optional. The first one is take measurements. I did a waist measurement, I did a hip measurement, I did arms. I wish I'd have done more than that, because now looking forward and seeing how much smaller I am than I used to be when I started, I wish I would have had more measurements to, judge. So I would take measurements, because there'll be weeks that you will not see a movement on the scale, but your clothes, everything's fitting better, and that's typical keto. So, and if you weren't taking measurements to see things shrinking, you would think, oh, this isn't working for me, and give up. So take the measurements. Take before photos. I cringed on day one that I uploaded this video. I cringed. I'm like, oh my God, the secret's out. Everybody knows I'm 309 pounds. Everybody knows this. Everybody can see my fat. But I still took those photos, and now I wish I would have more before photos. I wish I had more before photos. I would be sharing them all the time, because I'm so proud of how far I came. And that's something you can only really embrace when you see your before photo. And it's individual to each person. And you don't have to share it with a single person. Just if you want to keep them somewhere tucked up and saved where nobody can see them, so that someday if you've lost all the weight, you can look back on them and be thankful you have them. That's another way to it. You don't have to show them. Just take the picture. I'm telling you, take the picture. You won't regret it, and you'll want more. And then I always use the same type of clothing in my pictures to see the progress. So obviously I usually use a Yvette sports bra, some Yvette leggings, something that has the same look so that you can really judge. If you're wearing an oversized sweater in your after picture, but your before picture is something that's tight, well, you're not going to see any change because the sweater is going to swallow you up. So wear the same clothes or the same type of clothes in your before and after pictures. This way you can truly see and have a fair representation of what the progress is. And I also will stress this. Put the scale away. Get a before weight on January 1st and put it away to the 31st. Can you do that? I'm going to try doing that. I'm seriously going to try waiting to the 31st to weigh again. And that's my challenge to me because I've given so much power to the scale last year or this past year that I'm going to try to weigh on a monthly basis. And since I'm so close to my goal weight, I would probably be doing that anyways when I maintain. So I'm going to transition from being a weekly weigher to a once a month weigher. That is huge because I'm somebody that I have no patience when it comes to, I want to see it, I want to see it, I don't like surprises. So to not look at the scale is going to be hard. So I personally would suggest weigh yourself January 1st and do it again on the 31st. Or what works for you. At the minimum, at the most, I would say once a week. Don't weigh yourself every day. You'll drive yourself crazy. So, and then the final thing that will be a real game changer is move your body. I did, I think, the Move Your Body Challenge in October where I was like, I challenged myself to walk 15 miles a week or something, but move your body. Go swimming. And even don't make excuses and say you can't do it. Find a way to get it done. Lifting a milk jug is something, you know? I'm personally just gonna get out and walk. I know it's winter in a lot of places where you're gonna have snow and all that. Maybe you can join a gym if they're open now, but find a way to move your body. But also, don't forget, check out YouTube. There's a million workout videos on YouTube and they're free. That's just find a way. So when it comes to my daily macros, I want to stress two things. Ketosis is caused by the absence of carbs, not the presence of fat. So please, 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 if you are morbidly obese, if you are significantly overweight, don't stress about hitting your fat macros. I always saw the fat macros as more of a limit. I never went over that because I was morbidly obese. I had everything on board. I had a 24-hour buffet right here for my body to use. I didn't need to eat that for my body to use that first. Like the old saying from Dr. Jason Fung, if you want to learn some awesome stuff, check out Dr. Jason Fung. He said, if you've been storing and cutting logs all winter long and have this enormous wood pile for when it gets cold, why would you take the couch and throw it in the fire when you've made all these stores of wood that you could burn? So it makes no sense. So we have fat for a reason. We want to use that fat. And if you're not hitting your fat macros for the day, your body just takes it from you. So yeah, it may look like you only have 100 grams of your 124. Your body will take what it needs. There's no reason to stress about eating your fat macros. Now, if you are not overweight and you just do a ketogenic lifestyle, well, that's when you would want to eat your fat. But if you are morbidly obese like I was, and then overweight, you have plenty of fat reserves on. The average American doing keto does not need to stress about hitting their fat macros. Use that number as a limit and stress about staying under the carbohydrate goal. That is where your focus should be. Don't pay attention about the fat. So your focus should be to stay under the carbs and hit that protein. The protein is so important. You don't want to be skinny fat. You don't want to lose all this weight, but you have lost all your muscle and you still have fat. That's skinny fat. A lot of people I know do that and it's so bad and they have so many problems now because they are skinny fat. Eat your protein and stay under your carb goals and you will see success. Now, obviously, if you want extras or something like that, use a fat, like a fat bomb, or something to satiate you. Don't eat more carb. So it's like, just be smart, have a keto treat. Don't go have a cheat meal to satiate you. So the biggest reason for my success was I always stayed under my fat goals. I always stayed under my carbohydrate goals, and I always aimed to hit my protein goals. That's what worked for me, and I strongly suggest that if you're similar to me and maybe you were morbidly obese as well, or you're significantly overweight, if you're not hungry, don't stress about that fat goal. Don't stress. Your body knows what to do. Your body knows what it needs. The last thing I want to say, I know this video is getting long, is have patience. The most important thing you can, when you embark on this, besides doing your own research, is have patience. The Clean 30 Challenge is not going to make any promises. The Clean 30 Challenge is showing you how I did it. You're not going to reverse all the years of damage in a week, in a day, in a month. If you are morbidly obese like I am, I'm approaching year 2. In February, I'll have been keto for 2 years. I'm still not at my goal weight. Technically, I was at my goal weight a couple months ago, but then I gained a bunch of weight and now I'm back to having to lose again. So yeah, it didn't take me 2 years to get here, but the journey's ongoing. I'm not going to be cured anytime soon, and it's nearly been 2 years. Patience. You can't reverse what you've done for the last X amount of years in a month. You have to give it a chance. Don't throw in the towel just because it was tough for 3 days. Don't do it. Have faith and persevere. It's a journey, it's a learning process, and you will go up and down, fall flat in your face, you'll hop off the wagon. It doesn't matter. It's a process and it's part of the journey, and you just gotta keep getting back up again. Every single time. It just starts getting easier. The more you fall on your face, the more it's easier to get up. And that's what you gotta take away from this. The next thing is stay in your own lane. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Do what you can do. You know, like what I can do, what my mom can do, what Sally can do. Like, it's all going to be different. So don't compare to someone's success, because there's so much stuff that goes into that number. For instance, how long you have abused your body with food will determine how fast it comes off. I mean, it's common sense. If you've only been overweight for a year, well, you're probably gonna get to your goal weight a lot faster than somebody who was, like me, 17 years I was morbidly obese. It's not something that you just flip your switch and it's done. Like, you cannot expect that. You have to trust the process and expect this to be a learning process, not a cure. You've got to take out the I can't mentality. Oh my gosh, I can just hear how many people will be going through and nitpicking everything I've said in this video. Oh, I can't do that. I can't. If you want to change your life, you have to change it. You can't just, I can't, and stay in this little safety bubble, safety net. You have to change every single thing about your life if you want to change your life. You can't just change one thing and expect everything else to fall right into place. I am not the person I was on February 11, 2019. There is nothing about me other than my core morals, the core inner parts of the emotions. Those parts are still there. You know, like what I love and stuff like that, that's there. But on the outside, how I approach life, how I live life now, I'm not even the same person. There's no, I'm not. Because I changed everything about it because it wasn't working. Why would I just fix or tweak one thing and expect all those results? It's not that simple. It's so complicated. So stop saying I can't. You can, and a yes to you. So steady progress. If you just make one attempt every single day to be better, and if that means instead of putting a load of cream in your coffee, you drink it black one day, that's steady progress. That's just something that you've tried. I mean, don't be afraid of the steady progress. If you just make one better choice every day, you picked no bun on your burger instead of eating the bun. Something as simple as steady progress. You will be there. I mean, you just chug away. And if you look back February 11th, 2019. There's been steady progress till today, approaching 2021. Steady progress is progress, and if anything, that's the best kind of progress because you're learning and you're trusting the process. What do you want? That's the next thing. What do you want? Write it down and stick it on the wall. What do you want? Why are you doing this? You've got to find your why. This is something you're going to draw back on. I've made a lot of videos about finding your why, and this is something that's important. You need to know why you're doing this. What do you want to change? And write it down. It comes to life when you make it, you can visualize it, and you can look at it every day as a reminder and draw on it when you're having one of those moments where you're just like, can't do this anymore. Well, why am I doing this anyways? You know, it's a refresher. It's a tool. Why? Change the way you talk to yourself. Find another way to talk to yourself. Instead of saying, I can't as your first response, say, I wonder how I would do that. You know, like find a way to look at it as everything you look at, seeing opportunity instead of seeing failure or consequence or potential, you know, like, you know, like see opportunity first, you know, and don't be afraid to try new things. I have gained so much self-esteem, so much self-confidence because I tried all these new things. I'm like, man, I can do that. I can get on a ladder now and not have to look at a weight limit, you know, like just the way you talk to yourself is so important, because why would you invest in a bad thought? Negativity just attracts more negativity. Think of all the people, all the keto haters, all the keto police. They're just miserable people. You don't want to be that. You want to be happy, full of life, and living life in present and living and making the best of each moment. And it starts with how you talk to yourself and let other people talk to you. Today, you're changing. Today, enough's enough. And that brings me to the final point. If you want to change your life, you have to change everything about it. Everything. And that goes down from how you talk to yourself, what you eat, what are your habits, you know, changing those bad habits to good habits. And it all ties together, and it all doesn't make sense at first. But if you start chipping away at all this stuff and make new habits, use the tools that you have to have success, like intermittent fasting, referring to your why, like all these tools in your wheelhouse, by doing your own research, you begin to start to change everything about you and form new habits. And that's what the true journey is about. It's not about getting to your goal weight and being able to wear a size 2 again. That's so superficial, so aesthetic. And those are the people that probably are going to yo-yo and shoot right back up again. If you're not in it for the long haul, if you're not in it to win it, you're wasting your time. Keto's not a fad diet. Keto is a lifestyle. It allows you to live your best life. It allows you to live comfortably. It gives you back what you've been missing for so long. And a lot of people will go, oh, I just missed the bread and pasta and blah, blah, blah. But did you miss the life that bread and pasta gave you? Or do you just want to eat the pasta and then live this lifestyle all healthy and feeling good? You can't have both. What do you want? Do you want the bread and the pasta and everything that comes with that? Or do you want to change your life and find new healthy ways and make the most of it? Do you want to spend the life that you have right now wishing you could be something else? Or do you want to live in the body you have right now and make the most of it? And it seems like it would be such an easy choice, but it's not. Because giving up and sacrificing and all this stuff all the excuses to eat all of that, it seems so easy, but it's not. I still struggle with it to this day. But what do I want? I want to live the life that I'm living now. I want to live in the body that I have now, and I want to stop abusing my body. I want to live my best life, and I want to inspire, and I want to bring you guys all with me. So what do you say? Are you ready to do this with me? So a long story short, sorry this video got long. All week I'm going to start putting lots of information out. Everything can be found on my website, KetoRewind.com. The link's right there. I'll put it right in the homepage. Watch out for advertisements. There are ads on my website. The Keto Rewind Clean 30 Challenge is free. Don't pay for a meal plan. Don't Don't. It's free. So if you've clicked something and it's asking you for money, you've clicked an ad and that's not me. Follow, read what you're watching, read on the page where you are. It's just this little ad on the top of my page. Don't click that. Read, just scroll down a little bit and you'll see everything you need. PDFs, meal plans, and so basically I'm going to be posting the week 1's menu, and I'm also going to post a week 1 shopping list, and we're going to do lots of videos this week about tracking macros and everything, so don't worry, it's all coming. If you cannot wait that second to get the video up, there's stuff already on the website from last time, okay? So the main differences between the Clean 30 challenge from June and the Clean 30 challenge in January is basically I'm going to replace a lot of the grilling recipes with casseroles, because those are easier casseroles, soups, more wintry type recipes. So anyways, I will see you at the next video. I'm Jess, and comment below if you're going to do it with me. See you at the next one. Bye-bye!